Let's hop across to the subject of Ukraine. On Monday, Mike Robinson, mentioned the dismissal of the Defense Minister Reznikov. So we'll just recap on this a little bit. There he is, looking very tired and stressed, as well he might, I think, with the war going on. So this was Kyiv Independent's report saying that basically Zelensky had announced his decision to dismiss Ukrainian Defense Minister Reznikov, adding that the motion will be put to the vote in the Rada. So glad to see the Parliament comes in there somewhere. But then the key bit is that he's set to be replaced by 41-year-old Rustem Umerov, the chairperson of the State Property Fund of Ukraine. And this was really a key bit that I wanted to get into. But before we do that, let's have a look at a little video clip from the Kyiv Independent where they're talking about Reznikov and corruption in Ukraine.
Hi everyone, my name is Anastasia Lopatina and you're watching This Week in Ukraine, a video podcast from the Kyiv Independent. Every week, I sit down with one of my newsroom colleagues to dive into Ukraine's most pressing issues. And this time, we're talking about yet another corruption scandal inside Ukraine's Ministry of Defense. I'm joined by the Kyiv Independent investigative reporter Danilo Mokrek. Danilo, welcome back to the show.
Glad to be here again. The latest scandal is all about jackets.
There is an issue of the inflated price, there is a question about quality, and there is a really big question of potential corruption and conflict of interest.
No fun time for the Ministry of Defense. And it's not the first time, actually, that the communication by Mr. Reznikov is disastrous. The defense minister was just caught lying, publicly lying. Ukraine is not unprecedentedly corrupt, and it's not incomparably corrupt. That is simply not true. They are sending us to death, all the while stealing public money.
So much in that little clip. I'm just going to say very quickly that the war is going disastrously for Ukraine. There is no doubt about that. No progress on the counteroffensive. Get rid of the defense minister, but also make sure that he's hammered. He's the bad man because he started to talk out about certain problems. He's going to be removed. He's called a liar. And then what better place to send the liar than as ambassador to UK? Alex, very quickly, because I'm clock watching at the moment, what's your comment on that little clip?
Apart from the impeccable idiomatic English of the young Ukrainians, which is the best in Eastern Europe now by a mile, sincere. Ukrainians, are not given in professional contexts to speak so frankly, especially to give away to wash their dirty linen to outsiders. I take it as serious, and of course it comes at a time when not only Reznikov has been fired for allegedly overseeing or turning a blind eye to corruption, but also Kolomoisky, the tycoon mastermind who brought the current president to power, has suddenly been arrested. Could it be that Ukraine is wanting to be seen to be cleaning up its act so as to please Euro-American sponsors before the next round of support?
Yes, could it be? Okay, well, let's just finish very, very quickly here. Having a look at the replacement who was heading up the State Property Fund of Ukraine. Encourage people to go and have a look at this website because it tells us so much. These are some of the comments last year. The State Property Fund consolidated over 65% of all assets in the country. 400 entrepreneurs bought abandoned state properties last year. The land bank is the second main product, which will lease state agricultural land via transparent online auctions. And the initiative, those auctions, is set to generate several 100,000 hectares of land and several $1 billion in revenue for the annual budget. Those are quotes from Umerov himself. I'm asking the question, is he being brought in to defense in order to smooth the passage for the privatization of what remains of Ukraine? We will see. This is the bit that you mentioned, Kolomoisky, Alex. So headline again from the Kyiv Independent, and it's talking about him being charged with fraud and laundering to the value of $13.5 million. But if I add this one in, we've got here, sorry, this one I believe is yours. Many apologies.